That's Reapert.
That's Reapert, and that's what he did. He carried the game, ladies and gentlemen, and that is how it works, really. Absolute epic play, really. Wukong played immaculately. Reapert, we so talked about it at the start, saying he is the spear, he is the point of the sword, and it worked very well for them.
Yeah, the Wukong mid. You called it even before we saw them going into the lane. I think it wasn't on stream anymore, but I think you mentioned that he was going to go mid against the TF, and it worked really, really well. Yeah. And maybe Froggen was watching this, taking notes. What do you think?
Yeah, I know Froggen already played Wukong mid.
Yeah,
I mean, I saw that. I saw Froggen playing Wukong mid.
There we have it.
It's really strong. It's just a counter to the APs. It's so much damage, so burst damage, and to APs like TF, like Cartus, squishy APs, you get destroyed on lane. Like you get like level 2, level 3. Almost first blood.
So what is going to happen in Season 3? I know we shouldn't talk about Season 3 too much. This tournament's still on Season 2 patch, but is it possible that the metagame will shift a little bit away from AP mids?
Yeah, probably, but actually I don't know, because after the Black Cleaver week, I don't know what's going to happen. Like,
is that officially what it's named now?
It is, yes.
It's
Black Cleaver week.
Yeah. It was like...
It's like Black Friday, but much worse.
Everyone going 80s with Black Cleaver. It was really annoying.
It's like, I can't carry enough Black Cleavers.
Why can't I hold?
Why can't I hold more?
But yeah, I mean, like, this game was impressive by Wukong moving everywhere. And also, we were talking before the game started, and I said, like, bottom lane, MF and Syra against Sona Vayne is going to win so hard MF. And we saw that.
I think we start calling them duo lanes, because they're never bot lanes anymore these days.
Yeah, well, it was the AD support lane. It was a Lee Sin Gang killing Vayne, and that was completely snowball. Then I think Vayne died again or twice times.
Yeah, Magna got died on the turret.
Yeah. 2v2.
Actually, one time he went in with his ultimate just a little bit too early. Chowdu wasn't quite in range for the teleport yet, and by the time the teleport finished channeling,
he was dead already.
He was already dead.
And after that, Reaper came top and get double kill. That was amazing by Reaper. That movement was really, really smart by him. And also, I would like to talk about the items of Saru. We haven't seen the item of Saru. I think, I'm not an AP mid, that's true, but I don't really think it was the best items you can do. I mean, you are TF, you're playing only against Cartus. It was the only AP. They had Lee Sin jungle, that's full 80. Wukong mid, that's full 80. MF, that's full 80. It's not like Corki, Ethereal, or Cho'Gath who has some AP. No, it's full 80. And he went for
Abyssal Scepter,
Hunting Guys, and Abyssal Scepter. And it was Chalice as well, right?
Yeah, Chalice.
Chalice. So you have like 2 items with MR. I don't really think it's really good against that setup. I think it was much better the typical Korean build with Thonius. Because just the Thonius...
Sonius.
The Sonius.
I was like, he's telling me something, I'm not sure what it is.
Spanish Sonius, you know?
Thanks for the German to translate the Spaniard to the English.
That's the Spanish Sonius we have. And with that, you can just stop all the Wukong damage ultimate.
We see that the manager, or rather coach here of Team MYM behind them, trying to raise up the spirit a little bit.
People doesn't know that guy is the old Eski manager.
He is. Yes.
I had him on Sevi on the first.
Yes,
Sevi.
I remember him at Gamescom 2011.
Yeah, when I was chasing the SK guys at Gamescom 2011, this guy was helping me herd cats. Which is what it is.
So yeah,
chasing pro players at events not like this. They're nicely contained in one area, but when you're at a big event like Gamescom, they scatter.
Like cats.
These are the brothers, the MYM brothers. That's Makler, and the other one was Mokate.
This is the one you're gonna hug on stream today?
Probably if they lose, I should not do that. Instead,
that's Libic, is it?
I don't wanna, that's Libic.
Libic,
exactly.
yeah.
That's the big Libic.
Big Libic.
Big Libic troll.
He used to call himself Libic #1 troll.
Yeah, he was. Like, I mean, if you found him on solo queue, it was really nightmare. I mean, this guy, I could say he loves me and he never trolled me, but seriously, when I found him in solo queue with a Smurf or with other people, he was a really big troll.
So like what would he do with that's actually broadcastable?
He was going like Nunu with the Nunu bot skin, and he was just following someone who wanted to troll around the map
just
and
laughing.
Just doing anything else than nothing and still in the farm.
I gotta be
Don't do
honest.
it, kids.
He was really epic,
Don't
that guy.
do
I
it,
have to say
kids.
he was really
I've
epic.
got to be honest,
I love
M-Rated's
him.
been doing similar to us in this week. So
I love him. I really love Libic. And I think he's a really good support. We've seen some really good crescendo this game, stopping, I think it was MF Ultimate and Listen.
Yeah, and
It was really good.
And in the game against CLGU, of course,
He won
no
that game.
fiddlesticks
He
out
won
he
that
ever
game
channeled through because of his zonalities.
He won that game. That was pretty good.
So what are we expecting in game 2? CJ enters looking strong, as did.
Yeah, we're probably gonna
Sorry,
see...
CJ enters look strong in the game 1 already, as does SK Telecom, is what I mean. But Mio Makers came back. Can they come back like Fnatic did?
I guess so. Mimi is really strong, but the only thing they have to do is not first picking or not picking that fast Dane, I will say.
Yeah.
And also going for better items on Saru, and they could probably win. I think the main problem was that if they had picked Graves for top lane, will be much better.
So what
And
are you
I'm-
expecting picks and bans
I'm
then?
interested to see if they're gonna ban Wukong. The first ban already done by SK Telecom, it's Katarina. They don't want to see the Saru Katarina.
And that's one thing you said. Charu can play everything, but he is stronger on those assassins. We
Twisted
see
Fate.
Twisted Fate ban from MYM. They really
Why?
don't want to give it.
They don't want to
Twisted.
see the Mighty Lie TM. Why? That was
Epic,
come
I
on,
believe is the
Polish
phrase.
people. Let him play TF.
And Nunu ban once again from
Again,
the Koreans. Yeah. So they do actually
It's
see
not
the
the
value.
only team banning Nunu. I think in the other semifinal we saw another ban of Nunu.
Might be.
Of Fnatic, I think it was. I think Fnatic was banning Nunu every time. Because actually Nunu is also the counter to Blitzcrank.
Right. Okay.
So it's good. And we have the ban of Listen. They don't want to see horribly Listen again. And last ban from SK Telecom was Rengar.
And there's the
Wow.
Wukong. But it gives them Evelyn first pick.
Evelyn top.
Evelyn
Again?
top, yes, Reaper, that's what he played.
Again. We can see Evelyn top with something like Cartus or Rise mid. I think it was the two combos that he
Cartus.
played.
Yeah, Evelyn Cartus, I think we saw.
Yep. And now the counter is Mim Levic picking that Syra. We have to remind Syra can be played on mid lane as Fnatic did. And I know Saru does. But actually it's Levic picking Syra, so it's not going to be Saru because Syra is going to pick another one. I think it's going to be other Maokai.
Maokai.
That's actually the first jungle Maokai we've seen in this tournament. It's like one of the most popular junglers out there.
And then definitely the first I've seen from coming out of Mokate.
Yeah, I have to say in season
Diana.
2, in season 2 Maokai is really strong. In season 3 falls a bit. Let's see.
Although he is still has the fastest level 1 jungle clear of
I'm
all.
told
the-
Maokai top lane is quite legit these days in season
wow.
3, but that's a whole new story. So we are seeing Sona going to be picked up. Diana looks like it may get locked in, hasn't completed yet, and there it is.
Diana mid, Evelyn top. I love this.
Ooh, a Sivir.
So,
Sivir Zyra. That should work similarly to Zyra Caitlyn, in that once the root lands, you get a guaranteed proc of your Q. In this case, a double proc even. That could be very strong.
also could block the crescendo, which could be
And it's
handy,
Cockball.
but it's going to be Makler picking up the
Those
Cockball.
trolls.
Well, you said you were going to give him a hug yesterday if it worked out. Could it work
And
this time?
Orianna.
There is Orianna
That's
for
something I
Shadow.
really like. Orianna, and he's running teleport always with Orianna. Just always teleport flash with Orianna. I guess I could say that with every champion Saru's playing. I guess he's always running teleport. But actually with Orianna, I saw him doing that months ago. And we have again MF. Now it's MF Sona, not MF Saya for SK Telecom. And last pick is Olaf Jungle.
Yeah, it must be jungle.
So top
I
lane
hope-
versus Reaper on Evelyn. What would you go with?
Elise.
Well,
Wow.
Kubon.
Top
Has
lane
he got
Elise.
this one tucked away?
That's
Does it work
interesting.
well? I mean, you got the root quick, but you got to land that cute skill shot.
Was it World Elite that we saw running the top lane Elise in IPL 5?
Stanley runs it quite a bit. I didn't think I saw Xiaomi running it. I may have. There was
could have been
honestly there
Stanley
was
then.
2 games going on at the same time most of the time.
It could have been
during
Stanley.
IPL 5, so I missed some.
Yeah, I do remember tuning in at one point and seeing
Stanley
it.
definitely ran it a few times.
The double D shield Elise.
He stacks yeah, triple
Not-
actually. I think
he's
he
not
goes.
the least.
Yeah.
He's not the least.
Oh, but he's switched to
something
Evelyn.
Those
All
trolls.
common on Kubon.
Those trolls.
Kubon plays really good Irelia.
So-
Actually, he's better with Darius Olaf, but Irelia is
I do like this. There are now 2 options for Orianna to get the ball into the enemy team. Of course, the Twisted Advance coming out of Mokate's Maokai, or the Blade Surge from... is it Blade Surge the Q? Anyway, Irelia Q coming out of Kubon. both of them can bring the ball close to the enemy to land the perfect shockwave. So that could be very, very nice.
So what are you thinking between these two team comps? There's some pretty wild picks in there. We've got the Evelyn versus Aurelia. Mid lane, Diana, Oriana can keep on range. Bottom lane, well, we saw that duo combo of Sona. Well, actually, who was with it before? It was Sona, wasn't it? It was Sona Misfortune last game.
No, it was Zyra
Zyra.
Misfortune. So
Zyra
Sona was the other team.
Against Sonavane.
It's still a long poke team, and it was a strong push team, and we've also got the jungler Horo on Olaf.
And let's not forget teleported Evelyn. That is real terror. Once she gets a little bit fed, that snowball starts rolling down, picking up speed very, very quickly. Before you know it, it's an avalanche.
Last game I said it was MYM going to win only for the teleport on TF, and I like that setup. And now I'm gonna say it's SK Telecom going to win. So I guess I will be wrong, and we'll see a third game.
Well, I am
so I
going to
vote for SK Telecom.
It's only
I
Joe
love
Miller that
Evelyn.
carries that curse normally.
It's true.
I just love Evelyn, and I hope I have now the curse of Joe Miller.
I'm gonna go for MYM. I'm gonna say Makla is gonna have a triple kill and then a quadra kill, and that's gonna be game.
Triple kill and a quadra kill. Well, it happened before. Can it happen again, ladies and gentlemen? It is the Intel Extreme Masters in Cologne, the semi-final for $50,000. Can they make it into the finals? SK Telecom 1-0 up currently. Can they get it 2-0, or will Meet Your Makers, the Singapore champions, get themselves back into it? You can see them on your screen. That is Reaper right on the front screen. The teammate around him, loving his playstyle in that top lane. But you can see they are in game. In fact, that's a tiny minimized screen in game I can see there. Joe and Jason, give us the action. Yeah.
Can I?
Yep. No, they're both on stage.
Going to be moving through his side of the jungle here. Got confused a little bit there. Here, Demon, and yeah. Anyway, so 1-0 the score for SK Telecom. Let's get back on track with that one. We can see Reaper here already headed through the jungle, and actually Starlast is going to be coming here through as well. They will have spotted his position, and they need to be real careful here with Kubo. And they just spotted Reaper as he came into range, and he was like, whoa, I don't want to get involved in that one. However, Meet Your Makers going for a big invade here down the bottom side of the map. They are 4 men in that area. Let's see what they can put up with here. As the axe comes out of Libic, and he's going to start getting taken down here. This could be bad, as Reaper actually will flash. He is maybe going down. He's got the ignite onto him mightily, falling low as well. This is going to be first blood coming out. He goes to Maokai. Makata will die afterwards, but Reaper will fall as well. Charu is in there, you and me looking for another kill. They managed to get that kill, but there is Makla getting a double kill. What a crazy start to this game. 3-2. Jason, who even got first blood?
That was Makata on his Maokai.
Yes, it was. That is correct. A fantastic start to the game. Meet Your Makers, we know how strong they can be. There's a teleport in from Charu just to back them up again down in this bottom side of the jungle around about that red buff. I don't imagine that they'll come into this one.
There it is.
Ward goes down, and a pink ward straight away out of Meet Your Makers to get rid of it.
Oh, we wouldn't expect less out of them, going for that heavy level 1 fight that they always seem to enjoy. And Joe, looking at the team compositions, as they are still trying to take this red buff away, don't have a smite on them yet, since we do see Makati add his own blue buff, so they're going to help him out in the end. And in terms of team compositions, who do you think's going to win this?
I think it's all blown out the water by now, right? After that little level 1 fight going on. Double kill coming down for Makla. But still, I mean, even with that double kill, probably going to struggle here. I mean, the thing is that this lane switch has come down for SK Telecom. It's going to be Evelyn in the bottom lane, which I'm not sure how well that's really going to work out for Reaper. We'll have to see how that all kind of works itself out in the future. Reaper obviously didn't go back in that. Actually, he did die, but, well, he died pretty early on anyways. He was trying to run back into the safety of his tower in that middle lane. But you can see from the AD carries, both of them getting a pretty easy start to it. Not much that their partners in the lane can do against them. Aurelia just did the big golems, and Reaper, well, he just had to sit by his tower and wait for that minion wave to actually push in there.
Yeah, he played a really great Evelyn actually on day 1. I'm curious to see if he's going to be able to pull it off again here. Running that teleport going to be very key, since we have Char with one as well. We do see, I mean, they're just trying to harass. It looks like they actually might even be trying to go for this tower, deny as much CS as possible to Reaper, as you just see him hit him every once in a while. And as you mentioned, he didn't go back, still has 1,100 gold sitting on him, which is insane. We do see Misfortune top lane with 1,300 because of that kill and assist. And Joe, the team composition for me for SK Telecom is insane. They have so much damage, so much control, that I really am worried that if Image Makers can tank it, we do have
Makata going to be in trouble here. Red buff, double buff even, is on Horo, going to land another axe in there. Makata now in some real danger as he tries to put some damage down. Turret will actually hit Horo, but Makata looking like he might be able to get to that top side now. Horo could be in trouble. Reaper has come in as well. Charu going very low, will fall. Can they take Kuban as well with them? Yes, they can. Diana and all that picking up the kills. That was perfectly played by SK Telecom once again. Reaper using that teleport to get right in on the action.
Bot lane Image Makers is like, oh, Evelyn missing.
Stuff's going on. SS Evelyn.
Oh yeah, well played by SK Telecom, showing they really want to win this game, close it out in 2, instead of letting it go to a 3rd, and play against Fnatic in the finals. And MYM going to be trying to push this bot lane turret down. We see Diana in the mid lane right now, mightily playing exceptional so far. With that gank, good map awareness from him. And Joe, looking at Makata right now, has his first GP10, which is going to help. However, his counterpart Horo has that heart of gold as his first item for GP10.
Reaper now back into the lane, got himself 3 assists already, which is almost ironically as much CS that he's got as well. 5 currently. That's given Irelia a bit of time in this top lane, to be honest, to get some CS built up. Reaper here underneath the tower. I mean, when you're in this situation, you can't afford to miss literally any CS whatsoever.
Yeah, it's very true. And that's really hard to do on Evelyn. I mean, with your hate spike, it really kind of hits minions on an awkward way unless you're very good, which Reaper is with them. But the real thing that's worrying me is Kuban on the top lane. If he doesn't get some sort of farm, some sort of kills, he's really going to fall behind, and I think Reaper will easily out-damage him later on.
I actually have Maokai waiting here in the top brush as well, so we may see a bit of a gank coming down. You and me and Starlast are pretty much hanging to their tower this one. I don't know if they are sniffing that something might be up in this top lane. There's one shot coming off there. We'll have to see how they go about that one. In the middle lane, Mightly here and Horo looking for a bit of action onto Charu. That won't quite happen for them. And Maokai has backed away.
We'll have a level 6 Diana very soon. Going to be backing out just to buy some items. And yeah, I mean, Makata, he's trying to catch up in levels. He lost his blue buff, don't forget, in that top lane fight. Actually, in the top jungle fight. And we do have Image Makers. They did end up backing, coming back.
He lost his red buff as well. I mean, Olaf did actually steal that away.
Yeah, and that's really going to hurt him. We do have Reaper just sitting in that little bush. We have Horo coming in as well. Not going to be spotted here. This could be very bad for Image Makers. Libic overextended just a little bit, but he has that flash. So does Mackler. And well, Mackler coming back to lane with the Berserker Greaves and the 2 Doran's Blades. They have that bottom turret very low if they want to go for it, but here's the gank.
Yeah, Olaf coming out there. They will actually flash to miss the axe. They turn around on towards Reaper, but Libic taking a lot of damage in the process here. Another axe going to go down. Can he finish off Reckless Swing? Won't quite get it. He throws the axe through, but it's just a tiny amount of damage. 2 less to pick up the kill there, but either way, he's going to force that support to back away. Maokai actually coming down into this bottom lane as well, may be able to help out if Reaper does decide to go aggressive, which now that he sees Makata in there, definitely not going to, and surprisingly enough, pops his W, runs straight out. Yeah,
that's the problem is that Image Makers is going to have here. They have a support jungler with Maokai, so if he ganks the top lane in a 2v2 situation, Kuban's not going to be able to do the damage he needs against Misfortune. However, for SK Telecom, they have Horo on Olaf, who's more of a damage jungler, so if he comes in a 2v2 situation, they're obviously going to win that trade. Bot lane, though, being pushed. We actually could see the first turn of the game going down, though. Horo sticking around, trying not to let that happen. And Makata, I mean, he's getting very, very ballsy right here. I'm not sure if they can actually fight this. We do have Diana heading down.
Reaper doing a great thing there of taking those minions out so that he hits level 6. Will he get the ultimate down? Yes, he will. Diana's coming in as well. Mackler in trouble, trying to turn it around onto Horo. Well, Mackler is going to die at some point, but here comes Orianna. Mackler will finally die. They're going to try and turn this around onto Reaper. Makata chasing here on towards Horo. As Reaper going on the top side there, the axe actually coming through the side. And Reaper going to get away from this one. Will Mightly be able to do the same? Ball coming up from Orianna. Flash away from Makata. And I think that is the end of the action down in this bottom lane, but crazy action it has been. Zyra now going around to this top lane, so it looks like we may see that switch coming around as now Kuban going in there. Ultimate comes out, Misfortune, and there is a kill for you and me. Brilliantly done. They were focusing in onto Starlast, and the whole time they were hammering away on Kuban. And that is 6-3 to SK Telecom. Now look at the kill spread as well. 2 for Olaf, 2 for Diana, 2 for Misfortune. That is a brilliant setup to have, and they are also going to be taking out the first turret of the game.
Yeah, that's a huge goal lead for them currently. CS kind of low for this point in the game, but we've seen a lot of roaming around happening. Reaper at the bottom lane, 32 CS right now, hasn't actually bought anything yet, sitting on 1,400 gold. As we do have Charu coming down with that blue buff, might even be able to get here on Reaper. Doesn't have that mana to get away with that W, but he's just going to farm it anyways. And we do have Dragon obviously still up 9 minutes into this game. And the builds, I mean, we see Charu now going for the Chalice, and we see on the other side, we see MYM going for the Negatron Cloak. So going for the early Abyssal Scepter just to survive the damage, but in that last fight we saw alone that Charu did no damage to him anyways.
Yeah. That's the real danger, to be honest. At this stage, yes, you got the protection, which we saw did keep him alive for that little bit longer, but at the end of the day, like you said, the damage is not quite there at this stage for Charu with just that Chalice in there. Does have, okay, 800 gold, so he's not exactly going to have a big shopping spree when he goes home. Makata on his way around the jungle, actually behind in creeps here. Both junglers do have that GP10 in. Already 150 gold earned for Olaf and 157 on the Philosopher's Stone there for Maokai. But Olaf, Doran Shield, Ninja Tabby in there, picking up a Fairy Charm to work up towards that Philosopher's Stone, as well as a good couple of wards as well. A pink ward, which may indicate a dragon at some point soon for SK Telecom.
Oh, mid lane.
Oh, Mightily coming in here. They do have the shockwave coming out of Orianna. Here comes the ulti as well. Down from Zyra. Mightily is going to get caught out. Makler will get that kill, and we see the teleport actually being cancelled out there by Reaper.
Yeah, that was actually a really good play by Meechmakers getting back in the game. He got a kill over to Kog'Maw yet again. I mean, we saw him yesterday playing exceptional with them in game number 3 against CJ Entus. And I mean, actually, well, in the 3rd game of the day from them against CJ Entus, we do see Dragon, though, being pinged. And Joe, with that pink ward, you're very right. They are going to try to go for it. However, they will be spotted by a ward from Meechmakers.
Yep, they will be spotted here as we are going to see the crescendo come out. Miss Fortune ulti ripping through them. Makata going to go down. Here is Reaper coming around the back. Libic is surely going to die here. Horror will get that one. Can he double up? No, not quite. Charu will actually shut him down from that. And now SK Telecom go back to the Dragon, which is going to go their way. However, we've got Irelia coming in. You and me. Is he going to be able to get away from this one? He's falling low, and Makler gets himself another kill in that one.
And gets a red buff on top of that. And he's looking very good. He has 1,100 gold on top of him for this seal coming out very shortly. And that fight, I mean, we just saw the power of SK Telecom's composition. The AoE they have is just insane. And Meechmakers really can't stand up against us right now. We do have actually Son and Reaper coming down towards his bot lane to go for Mako there. And actually not going to get caught out, luckily for him, with that red buff, which he just picked up off of you and me. And Miley as well coming around towards that blue buff. They might try to go for this turret, might try to go for dive.
Meechmakers reading that one, though, nicely with Zyra, Maokai, and Orianna coming down in towards that bottom lane. But will SK Telecom here be able to take this middle tower? It's already taken a little bit of damage. Meechmakers just bringing themselves back over to stop that one happening. Mightily did just go in there, but Charu back in position in enough time to stop that.
And what do we need to see out of Meechmakers to kind of get back in this? I mean, that last fight was very decisive. It was completely in favor of SK Telecom. We just need a little bit of time, let Irelia get a little bit of farm, maybe get Orianna a couple more assists, maybe a kill or two. We do see the Bloodthirst actually fish for Misfortune, but Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a hard one to call because obviously Makler is going to be getting stronger as we go along. 4-1-2 currently. Working up towards that Phantom Dancer as his first item, but they need to protect his Kog'Maw in every single fight, which is, it's not going to be easy because Reaper's not going to come head on at them. He's going to be trying to come in from that side and focus in there. You've got Olaf who, well, he's going to pop his Ghost, going to pop Ragnarok, and going to run straight into the back to try and take him out. You've got Diana who can close that gap nicely, and all the time the team locked down by the Sonar Ultimate. So I still think that the SK Telecom combo can deal with what Makler can throw at them.
Yeah, luckily Makade, though, has that ultimate reduce the AoE damage that we see SK Telecom actually put out here, but we do have 3 members of Meechmakers in the mid lane. They're trying to just defend these turrets. They don't want to let any more gold actually slip away from them. As Makade, a little bit surprised, going to be farming up that top lane by himself. And we see Pings actually going down, spotting Limbic there with the wards. Coverage pretty well, despite what's been happening. We saw actually a lot more wards for SK Telecom up previously, which a couple just went down. But yeah, I mean, they have such a good team to dive onto Meechmakers, but on the same sense, Meechmakers has a lot of protection. You have the Orianna ultimate, the snare from Libic, the ultimate from Libic. Kata even has a twisted advance. Q1 could potentially get a stun off. But Olaf, that's the real problem. If they can deal with him, they can probably deal with the rest of the team. So
So Axe going through there. A lot of SK Telecom gathering up here in this middle lane. Obviously Misfortune alone pushing this bottom turret out. Doesn't really have the minions there with him, but UME is going to tank it up anyway, and will bring that to 2-1 in terms of turrets.
Okay,
and here we go. Yeah, Reaper coming around the side, and that's what he's going to do constantly here, is harass wherever he can inside of the jungle. Going to see Charu coming out the ball, not going to connect onto him. And are they going to make a play for this blue buff? Reaper coming around the side. We'll spot that 2 of them are in fact there, and Orianna will take it away. Kept safe for them.
All both teams grouped up towards the mid. We're going to see Diana pick up around blue here. And Magebreakers are holding in. They're down a lot of CS. Surprisingly enough, we saw Kog'Maw had those 2 kills early on and still down quite a bit of CS right now, about, well, over 30, actually over 42. But the Evelyn Aurelia trade there, not much of a difference. We've seen the mid lane pretty much dead even, and yet Diana hasn't picked up any items in a long time. Yeah, sitting on 1,600 gold right now. So that's going to be coming out very shortly. Athene's and Holy Grail almost done for Orianna. And the Phage almost done for Cubone, because remember, this is the Season 2 patch. This is on Zed, and the Triforce is still a very strong item on Aurelia.
So top lane, we just saw Reaper going through. Orianna did actually spot him, I think, there. Well, Reaper just going to be pushing. His teleport's up again, which means that he can completely afford to do that here. He can join right back into that team fight if anything ends up going down. In the meantime, he's going to be dragging Meet Your Makers away. Charu, prime person to do that, because he also obviously has that teleport to get back involved in on the action if needs be. Reaper going to be going home, or is he? He's just currently sat in the bush. Only got 760 gold on him, so
well, he's doing what Evelyn does best.
Be waiting here.
Kind of just sit in the jungle, maybe pick one person off, as we saw earlier, down towards that blue buff. And as he just stealths up, I mean, we see Charu leave the lane. He could push it yet again. However, he knows something's up here, as we do see Red Buff Community going over to Mackler. Mighty in the mid lane, trying to push up with the help of Sona. And, I mean, Magebreakers has to have some sort of answer for the split pushing that that Reaper's doing. Yes, they have the teleport on Charu, but I'm pretty sure Reaper can kill Charu one-on-one.
Yeah, I mean, you got Fiendish Codex and then Chalice in there working up towards that Athene's, and yeah, it probably can just go in there and kill him in a 1v1 situation. So they need to be careful about that one. Diana got the needlessly large rod in there now, finished as well. In terms of the AD carries, a Bloodthirster, Zeal finish for Misfortune, Phantom Dancer done for Mackler. But like you said, yeah, okay, 4-1-2 in kills, but way behind in the CS, and you can see that's 1,000 gold that translates to currently.
Yeah, his damage isn't really going to kick in for a little bit until he gets that Infinity's Edge, because of that range mixed in with the passive on his W. It's going to help out quite a bit. But Misfortune right now, I mean, she's so strong early game, and we were talking in the picks and bans that, I mean, Kog'Maw's gonna have such a hard time. We saw a lane switch though, but with that Bloodthirster, with that Zeal, gonna be putting out a lot more damage than Kog'Maw currently can. If Magebreakers can hold on, another 5 to 10 minutes, Kog'Maw obviously will be stronger. However, you're up against an Evelyn, you're up against an Olaf and a Diana, who just only get stronger as the game progresses.
Let's have a look at Olaf's items now then. Giant's Bell is finished for him, which is a big step in tankiness. Obviously, the double GP10 that we talked about earlier, plus the shield as well, Doran shield. So he is pretty damn tanky. Currently sat on around about 2,000 HP. As they tried to somehow get in towards that one. Nicely, just going to throw his Crescent Slash over the top of the wall, but Meet Your Makers holding their ground pretty firmly. Dragon's up at 1648, so still a good minute and a half for that one to come in, as we are going to see the roofs coming down. They're going to try and get in on towards Mightily. The ult is all going in. That's a great crescendo coming out. Where are the kills going to fall? Livik almost, in fact, he did get away there with his life, but the rest of Meet Your Makers not going to be so lucky. That is 3 kills for 1, and it was the support that went down. That's exactly how that fight should have gone for SK Telecom. To be honest, they could have even been looking at 4. Livik was super low at the end.
Yeah, he was. And Magebreakers, they did want to engage there, but they got kind of just caught into one, ended up losing that fight. And like I'm been saying this whole time, and I said when I first started that the combination that SK Telecom is running, this AoE composition, the straight damage they have from the assassins is just so hard to deal with. Do you see a Sheen done for Aurelia though? And that's, yeah, 4 kills and a dragon, Joe. Or sorry, 3 kills and a dragon. And only losing 1, gonna give him a nice chunk of gold. And this is a pretty big lead for 18 minutes.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, what, 5, let's call it 6,000 gold that it pretty much has right now. There you can see the danger of Mackler though. You and me not really in a position to 1v1 against that Cogmore, but one person that is Diana, who goes straight in there. You've got Livic, who can throw those roots out, but that's not really going to be enough there. Makler, you heard the low health sound coming out from him. That's how low he got. Got a couple of pots in there to try and help him, but they are going to dive in on towards Mightily, who tries to get off to Makler, almost got the kill. They've lost Maokai for it, but I don't think that SK Telecom can really push too far out of this one. Oh, yes, they can, because Reaper is coming in. He pops his W. Can he get around onto Makler, who's trying his best? I mean, he's Cogmore. He's not very fast whatsoever. And Reaper now coming around this backside. We've got Misfortune coming in as well. Strut is up, and it's not going to be easy for Makler to get away. Can they get in there? Here comes Reaper around the side, gets the kill, and that will be shut down. Makler 5-2-3 ends that one. So you know, they lost Starlast, they lost Mightily, but they've managed to take out Makler.
And I would take that against AD carry. I mean, he was getting very strong. We saw him trading with Misfortune and completely winning that. And Reaper, I mean, he's ahead by 40 CS, has 3 kills to the 1, and has 7 assists on top of that. He's getting very strong. I mean, he's sitting on 2 GP10, still hasn't really built into anything just yet, except the Hunting guys, and working towards a GA, so he might actually just go with that as a second item, let himself be the bait for his team, let everyone focus him down, and off of that, you know, allow Miley, allow Horo, and you and me to just finish off the rest of the team.
So let's have a look at the AD carries once again. We see that the pickaxe actually being picked up there by Misfortune. Same over with Cogmore. It's exactly a 40 CS difference now between those two. Diana.
Oh, Makler top lane might get caught here.
Not sure with
God, coming over the wall.
Just pops the W, gets away from it. I mean, you just don't catch him, to be honest with you.
That's still kind of scary, though. If you're Makler, you're just like, oh yeah, I'm just farming, no one's here. And then Mikati hops over the wall, is like, oh, there's Evan here. Kind of have to back out now.
Oh, Reaper gonna actually walk in here. Spots. Oh, Makler. Wow, that was interesting. Tried to twist and advance in, and he went inside the bush. And it didn't actually go off. And now SK Telecom looking like they want to try and take this middle outer turret. Shockwave is up, though. And that could prove really, really vital here. The Shockwave going into that Zyra ultimate is a lot of time for them to get the damage in.
Well, they could dive in, but the thing is, they could potentially lose that Oracle on Horror right now. He's very tanky with that Giant Spell, which he picked up quite a bit earlier, but you don't want to be losing the Oracle at this point, because that map control is so effective for your team. Even if you're really far ahead, if you're behind, it's even more effective, as you do see here. You know, try to keep as many wards down as possible, try to take those wraiths away. And Charo, yeah, the ulti up, but still no items completed on him yet. Doesn't even have the things done yet.
He must have a load of gold, though. 1,700 gold he's currently sat on, so that's going to be turned into damage in a little while. Well, SK Telecom, I mean, we saw a lot from both Korean teams this event. Obviously, SK Telecom and CJ Entus, they focused really heavily on these middle towers. Like, some games not even bothering about the inner turrets on the other lanes, just piling straight through that middle. Not sure how effective they're going to be able to do it this time with you know, the poke back that they've got from Orianna, with Cogmore there as well, with the roots constantly coming out and the saplings and what have you. So we'll see how that whole thing works out in the future for this one. However, SK Telecom have kind of backed away from this middle turret. Don't want to be giving it up, though, as we do see Mightily coming around the side. There is a crescendo. Makler absolutely exploded. Kubon's going to die as well. Charu might even be finished off as he does put the shockwave down, but you're not escaping all that. And you're not escaping anyone if you're Makata here as well, I think. He has got a flash available. Will flash over, but guess what? Reaper's got a flash in there as well. And he's got a Guardian Angel on, so he can afford to get in there and do the damage. That is another 3 kills picked up. Livic's like, hey, what happened there then, guys? Not really sure. And this is going to be the outer turret in the middle, the inner turret in the middle, and brilliant plays out of SK Telecom. And again, once that crescendo goes down, you just saw what Makler's got. Nothing.
You saw him for a split second until he disappeared off your screen.
Yeah, that's maybe more to the point, you didn't see what Makler had, because he died so fast.
The thing is, SK Telecom, they finished off some major items. You point, Livic. Almost dead.
Is gonna survive that one, but just about. And that's Misfortune, you know?
Yep. I mean, you have the, well, pretty much on next hit like a Ricochet from Severe, but the big items completed. I mean, you saw the GA on Reaper, you see the Warmogs on Olaf, and the Zone is just picked up, the last Whisper picked up as well from Misfortune, so it was a smart play with them to force a team fight when they actually had the upper hand in terms of items, but Witchmakers doesn't really seem to have an answer to this right now, trying to push down mid-turret, but even with Reaper not there right now, his teleport will be up very shortly, and he will come in from the lane. No mana on him, though.
Yeah, Mightily actually getting himself in there. Makata going to go low. Kubon is also going low, and that's 2 kills for Misfortune. They're now on to Makler. Try getting away from this Olaf. It's going to be in vain because we've got Reaper coming around the side as well. Hate Spikes will finish him off here eventually. Kill him then. Why is he not dead?
Oh, he's dodging everything.
There's a quadra kill for Misfortune, but I want to see how well Makler can escape from this one. So far, doing a pretty nice job of it.
Oh, do a flash up from Miley. If he's going to commit it, there it is.
There we go. There's the flash into the kill. And they didn't actually manage to push anything down, but a quadra kill for Misfortune puts her up to 7-10. And that's with that last Whisper in there. Obviously, has got 1,600 gold as well. And just overall, it's looking very, very bleak for Meet Your Makers.
Yeah, how do you come back 24 minutes in from 11,000 gold deficit, Joe, against a team that has this many assassins, this much damage? It's almost, well, if you're not CLG, it's almost impossible, I have to say. We do have the Abyssal Death for Orianna, but it doesn't seem like the item that really need to complete at this point. With Misfortune finishing the Fan Edge as well, having 3 of the core items. Most likely we'll be going to a GA or Infinity's Edge next. And Meet Your Makers, I mean, it looks like they might be out of the tournament from this game because 21-10, 25 minutes in, it's not a good position to be in.
And as Reaper constantly farming and pushing this top lane out. Maokai was, oh, in fact, he is still there by the golems. Which Reaper has just realized, I think, but he's going to back away from that one. But MYM in a very sticky situation now. They've shown that they can't really protect this Kog'Maw. I mean, that last fight, they almost ignored Kog'Maw. Like, it was like, oh, yeah, well, we just take everyone else. He's got a Phantom Dancer. Yes, he's hitting quickly, but does he have the damage? No, he doesn't.
Does he have a Last Whisper and Bloodthirst on top of that? Because if not, then he's completely outclassed and damaged by this Misfortune. Might even see a Baron coming up very shortly. Horo still retaining that Oracle for quite a while right now. And, I mean, SKT cannot lose a Baron fight unless they make a major mess up. And I don't really think they will do that with the way they've been playing this game so far.
Yeah, and Meet Your Makers have to challenge it. I mean, they can't afford to lose a Baron. It'll be GG at that point, as we are seeing Horo in there at the back of the Baron pit. Ward's taken away. There's still 2 with Zyra, 3 with Aurelia.
Shrez Reveille just picked up Persona, so even if they weren't fast enough to catch the team, if he wasn't, if he didn't have that flash, if he still have that, they get in there quickly and land the crescendo, which honestly have been really spot on. It really has caught off Makler, which you saw in that fight about 10 minutes ago. You can do that yet again. This should actually be game. As, you know, like you were saying before, I mean, the Korean teams, they seem to just love push down mid lane.
Oh, this is going to be bad again for Meet Your Makers. Reaper coming in. They're going to go for Libic first of all. And I think the rest of his team pretty much just letting him go. There's the ultimate coming down. Does manage to pick up the kill. In the meantime, Crescendo going down over Kuban and Makata. And they're just going to rip through them once again. Another double kill coming out for Reaper. Horo actually chasing through the base here. And then realizes he's not going to get in there, starts attacking the turret, rest of his team coming in, and this, to be honest, they could probably think about finishing here because they have to wait for those spawns to fight as 5. SK Telecom are all almost 100% healthy.
You saw the J up on Reaper right now. You see him pop that W trying to go in. And Joe, yeah, I think you might be right. I think this might actually be the game.
Yeah, well, at least one Nexus turret coming down. That's a brilliant shockwave, though. We'll catch 4 of the 5. Zyra ulti coming down as well. And they're going to take down 2 of them. That's great play. Taking out the AD carry. Taking out Olaf as well. Mightily might have even thought about dashing back in for that one, to be honest with you. But better not risk it at this stage. They have over a 10,000 gold lead. It's 13,100 gold right now. 6-2 in turrets, 24-12 in kills. This is looking like SK Telecom will move through into the grand final of Intel Extreme Masters Cologne to take on Fnatic.
Yeah, Meet Your Makers going for a Baron. I mean, they have to at this point.
Why not?
They really do, but we have Miley still around. Reaper is around as well. Teleporting back in, had a lot of gold to spend. Actually, I believe he's still sitting on quite a bit, but still, here's the fight.
Oh, Reaper's here as well. Mightily just turned around onto them. Charu going very, very low. Mightily will actually die, and Makler is forcing the support to back away from that one, but they're chasing down Reaper over on the other side. He does have that Guardian Angel, and he's pretty healthy, to be honest with you. I mean, Kuban can't quite finish him off. in the time that they need, as we are going to see Starlass coming in here. Does get a bit of a heal off. Starlass might actually end up dying to this one, as Makata also can't really do enough damage here to Reaper, who does manage to get the kill, and he's going to pop the W and go in towards Mackler as well. Can he out-micro him here? Misfortune comes in, gets the ulti up. That will be another one. 2 dead. Libic is not very healthy. Mackler finally will pop that. And, well, again, SK Telecom. No, it wasn't even like a close fight, because they were all low on health, and they still turned around and managed to pick up the kills. As we are seeing them now taking out this inner turret on the top lane.
Well, we do see Mutual Makers, they picked up a couple of core items there. We see the Trinity Force done on Aurelia, we see the Infinity's Edge done on Kog'Maw, and that's going to be a lot of damage increase, but if you can get as much damage as you want, but if you keep getting dove on like this, keep getting caught, there's no way you're going to be able to win these fights still. And SK Telecom not even trying to go for Baron, because they know they don't need it. We've seen Oracle picked up on Sona since Horo lost his, and UMB going to catch Libic here.
Yeah, Libic in all kinds of trouble, will go down. Kubon here is going to face it, as well as the shockwave comes in from around the side, but Reaper, he's not finished. He's got Horo onto the top side. Reckless swing comes in. Horo will finish off the kill on Charu, and that's a 3-for-1 again for SK Telecom. They just can't fight him. They're too far behind.
Yeah, and even, I mean, with having one Nexus turret down already, having that middle inhibitor gone, they can't even fight under their Nexus turrets. They have to wait for a mistake, but that's not going to happen. I see Mackler here popping that green pot in desperation.
And ultimate coming out of Reaper. They're going to go straight in onto Mackler. He will die. Reaper going low here, but it's Maokai. Does he have enough damage to finish off? It will be Mackler in the end that gets it with the passive. And that is going to be another inhibitor turret going down. Will they stay for the inhibitor? I mean, Libic's up with Kubon, but Libic's the only one that could stop them here. And that will be inhibitor number 2.
They're playing very safe. I mean, they could have finished the game right there. Having Mackler down for 20 seconds, Charu no ultimate, they could have finished it. I don't want to give any kind of hope to Mutual Makers here. We see a lot more items still coming out yet again, a lot of gold to spend. It's just not looking good, Joe. We see the Zhonya's done on Diana. I mean, she's the one that's been diving in for Mackler every time. And with that, Zhonya's obviously going to be able to survive even that much longer. We see a BF Sword picked up for Misfortune, going to be going into that Infinity's Edge. And looks like Baron will be started, Joe.
Why not? Just to add into the gold pool. I mean, look at them. They're pretty much all over 11,000 gold here. Certainly mostly over 10,000 gold. Only the support is that little bit behind. On the other side, only Mackler has over 10k, and the others, they're not even really near that, to be honest with you. That's a Baron for SK Telecom. They're going to go home, spend what cash that they've earned from that one, which is Rabadon's Death Cap for Diana. There's a Negatron Cloak coming out for Sona as well. I mean, she alone can probably take most of the damage from MYM Makers right now.
Yeah, well, and she was the squishy start to begin with, and on top of this, not going to be able to die at all. And that Crescendo going to be up, a flash off from her as well, and they are going to go for the push here, most likely going to go for the win. No reason, well, Char actually got caught in the bot lane, but Horo going to try teleporting away. We'll get it, but...
Will he?
Yes.
Yes, just about.
Barely. I was about to say, oh man, just proving me wrong. But so that shows, I mean, Horo just completely destroyed Char's health pool right there, forced him to go back and heal, and as long as he comes up towards this mid lane to push, you know, with Reaper's GA going to be up in a little bit, they're just not going to lose any fights.
Well, SK Telecom moving in here as a 4. We are going to see Horo coming around the back of them as well. As the ball does come out from Oriana. Horo is the one that chases in first. There's another brilliant crescendo coming across. Libic is eventually going to die. They're more caring about Mackler there at the back. And here we go, a triple kill for Horo. Makata's going to die. There is the quadra kill for Horo. And that will be the last Nexus turret going down. The Nexus itself is going to be finished off. Complimentary Zhonya's at the end from Mightily, and that will be SK Telecom moving through to the grand final of Intel Extreme Masters Cologne. 2-0 in Meet Your Makers here, in which I think you can tell by their face, they felt pretty, that was a pretty easy victory for them.
Yeah, I mean, and this is their first major event as a team, so they want to enjoy the wins as they get them. You saw Reaper clapping right there, very happy. And Meet Your Makers, I mean, they did lose 2 games here, but they played exceptionally well in their group stage, which was, you know, the harder of the 2. You can't really say anything else about that. But there are the handshakes coming out from both teams, good sportsmanship. And Mutual Makers still hold your heads high. I mean, they will be at CBIT when we actually host the finals for this, or for the finals of all of IEM. And they already, you know, secured that spot, but still.
Well, it's not over for them either now. They're going to fight for 3rd place.
That's true.
Or actually, oh, do we do a third place game? Or is that just not played on the third, fourth? We changed that ruling, I think, a little bit. Certainly we won't be showing it on stream because we've got the grand final, obviously. No,
there isn't a third place.
Okay, so third, fourth is the same prize pool, $4,500. So that clears that one up.
Doesn't suck.
Doesn't suck whatsoever. And like you said, Meet Your Makers, they won Singapore. They're going to get third, fourth here. They're already qualified for CeBIT. They're already qualified for Intel Extreme Masters Katowice in January. So they have got a lot to look forward to. And I said this at the start of the day, that teams can play one day amazingly well, and the next day, you know, their opponents might come in better than them. They might come in a worse frame of mind and not play as well. And that's exactly, I think, what we've seen here. SK Telecom really stepping up here for the final day. Whether that's a bit more rest time after flying in from Korea, which, you know, that itself does a lot to the body.
As you know, going from Singapore to Vegas.
Flying around the world just a couple of weeks ago pretty much destroyed us. So that's it from us up until the grand final, but obviously we are going to throw it over to the expert desk, and they're going to break down game number 2.
That was the world's worst wave.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a
We're having fun here in the world's worst analyst desk.
The troll table.
The troll table. We've got a lot of replays, so without further ado, let's jump straight to them. SKT Telecom looking very good. SK Telecom Team 1, I should say. 1 minute in, straight away invading. Meet Your Makers. Kind of expected it.
Yeah, we've been talking about the MYM aggressions level 1, and it ended kind of fine for them. It was a double kill for Mackler. We've seen right now, Reaper almost died. He will die later from that war, but the first one dying was Diana from Mokate, and now it's Mackler killing Evelyn and Mackler killing as well. I think it's you and me, MF. But MF get 1 kill as well, so it's fine. Well, it was Olaf. It was 3 for 2. Fine. Pretty fine for MYM.
And actually, I think we're going to stay with the replay.
If you stay with it, stay with it. Yeah.
Because what happens is Charu is about to respawn, and then what does he do? He respawns, and he teleports back in for some more fun. Unfortunately, it didn't quite turn to a red steal here, because SKT reacted in time.
They came in, and they tried to get it, but they reacted in time. So, 3 minutes 16 is when the red steal really happens, and it's SK Telecom that get it this time around. So, 3 minutes 16, if you can, Mr. Klein.
Yep, there we go.
In the control room. And there it is. This is actually a really good steal, and leads to a full-on 5-man invade, this one.
Yep. We can see Olaf just invading the red buff, and Maokai is waiting for the team to back up. But it's nothing he can do. So it's Olaf just getting the red buff. And
you'll notice it. I mean, they've already got it, and they realize the jungler is still sticking around, because junglers are greedy inherently. So Makata sticks around
We are greedy.
And you can see the top 2 coming down, and then also down the bottom, Reaper teleports in any moment now. So here's the teleport come through. There's Reaper, comes around. Charu gets caught out. Kubon gets caught out as well. And it's a double kill, clean-up, pickup for SK Telecom in the enemy jungle. 4 minutes in on the red buff.
Yeah, they were ahead, MYM, but at this point, they just lost all their advantage. And they will back to SK Telecom leading the game.
So 10:30 is when the dragon fights really kicked off. It's generally when the main big fights happen.
But we will not be able to show it, unfortunately.
Oh,
well,
so disappointing.
Well, maybe you could just paint for us.
It was that great Misfortune ultimate, and the ultimate. He caught them all in a perfect wave, as you do in Misfortune. You got to angle it right there. Actually, they got a 2 for 2 because Horo went very deep, and then nobody followed him. They just kind of left him there.
Yeah.
So they backed off again. They came back for the dragon. 17 minutes in. This time it was absolutely awesome for display of power. Reaper just so strong, and it really annoys me that we can't get to show that, because Reaper trolled them so good at 27 minutes in when we saw it. And you guys know what happened. He just ran around. Mackler was trying his best to catch them out there, but he just caught them out. And we missed the awesome Flash Sonar ultimate as well.
Yeah, I would like to point that 2 plays. The first one was the Sona Flash ultimate and getting, I think it was 3 kills for SK.
It was,
Telecom,
yes,
right?
yes.
But it was so awesome, the Sona Flash and ultimate getting Kokmao and Maokai, and then get instantly burst down. And then also, the moment that Reaper was trolling us, I remember it, I hear Xenon was saying, he's dead. He's not a chance to live. And I said, no, he has Guardian Angel and he has Flash, so he's not gonna die. And finally, he didn't die, and he was he get 2 kills.
He got 2 kills out of
it was
right?
also
It was
that
Mark and
it was
someone
also the
else.
fact that Horo finally came in from because otherwise
And saved
Makla
him, yeah.
Makla did have heal, he would have chased him down, but when that Olaf came, nothing he could
It was
do.
really nice.
The horror indeed. But
And I think horror at the last
he
moment.
had like
he get
13-1-9.
your famous triple kill and quadra
kill.
kill.
So I was not wrong. I was not wrong. Just a wrong team and the wrong player.
I mean, there was actually 2 triple kills in there, 2 quadra kills in that game. SK Telecom looking very strong. So they're going to be facing Fnatic in the final. The question is, they lost to Fnatic yesterday. How much of an impact will that have on them?
I feel like Fnatic is the favorite for this team, for this game, yeah.
After coming back so well against CJ Entus earlier on, you can see the bracket right there. There's the grand final. Fnatic beating CJ Entus. They went 1 game down, but they came back and won it 2-1. SK Telecom taking a clean sweep over the champions of Intel Extreme Masters Singapore. Meet your makers. They will still be going to the CBIT Grand Finals, but unfortunately this time they will not meet Fnatic in the final. It will be SK Telecom. Brand new team straight into the final of their first tournament. That's not a bad result straight away.
And that is the best way for them to prove themselves as well, because currently the hype around Fnatic, it couldn't be bigger. Everybody's saying, wow, possibly one of the best teams in the world, possibly the strongest team in Europe right now, maybe even the strongest team in the whole Western world. I think World Elite still showed that they have a little bit on them. But if there is one team in the Western world to prove themselves against, I think SK Telecom really want to play again against Fnatic. It showed them maybe in the best of 3 what they couldn't show in the best of 1.
And Reaper versus Soaz once again is going to happen. I think it was it Evelyn versus... Was it Evelyn versus... No, Jin Zhao, wasn't it, last time? Or something like that. Or was it Kha'Zix Jin Zhao? Either way, crazy top lane picks. And it's nice to see different top lane picks as well.
I remember almost Soaz trying to kill Reaper at level 1.
Right, yeah.
Last Ignite and he almost killed her.
And Kha'Zix actually did come back a little bit later.
So with these changes of top lanes, do you think we're going to see the likes of Wicked maybe picking up Evelyn, Darian picking up Evelyn in that top lane? Do you think Alex would let him have Evelyn?
I just heard that CLDU is probably going to ban Rumble. I heard something like that.
And not
With love.
from the game, just from the team.
No, from the whole game. I mean, this always first ban Rumble.
All right, that
Always
works.
It's the safe way to play.
Second ban Malphite.
Don't do that.
Poor Wicked.
Poor Wicked. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have a post-match interview, so without further ado, let's get over to Rupert with Zoe.
Thank you very much, guys. I am now having one of the guys from the winning team. It's once more Rupert, so big round of applause for Rupert. Oh, we practiced that, now it works. Isn't that great? And once more, Hun is joining us to translate some of the questions. So let's talk a little bit about those 2 fairly convincing games you guys just played there. About the first one, I mean, the most obvious thing which like struck the eye there was those weird lane swaps you guys. You might want to explain to us why Cartus ended up like single bot laning and Wukong in the middle and everything?
레인 스토핑을 이제 했었는데 그 이유가 뭐였는지.
그게 우콩이 이제 처음에 미드를 가면서 상대적으로 미드 챔피언이 아머룬을 안 끼고 와서 상대적으로 우콩에 비해서 초반에 약해요. 그것을 이용하고 이제 라인 수합을 계속적으로 바텀 라이너, 미드 라이너, 탑 라이너가 계속 바꿔주면서 그 틈을 만들어내서 그 틈을 계속해서 찌르는 전략이었어요.
So they found out that the mid laner on the opponent team didn't have armor, so they tried to make a hole in their defense by switching the lanes over and over, so they could attack and finish the game off.
So going up against Meet Your Makers, I mean, they are a very strong team. They already won the IEM Singapore and everything. Did you prepare for them now, like specifically yesterday after you knew you're going to face them again today? Or did you just like go through with whatever you felt like going anyway?
이제 미츠메이커스랑 오늘 하게 될 거를 어제 알았는데 그걸 알고 나서 이제 특별한 뭐 준비를 했었는지 아니면 원래대로 그냥 게임을 풀어 나간 건지.
어제 현장에 와서 이제 MYM이 경기하는 거 보면서 밴 할 것까지만 생각해 두고 어제 돌아가는 길에 맥도날드 들렸다가 햄버거 먹으면서 그렇게 생각해서 나온 전략들이에요.
Yeah, actually, after knowing that they would play MYM, they thought about the bans yesterday, and then they, after the tournament, after the day 2 of IEM, they went to McDonald's and ate some burgers and thought about the picks.
All right, I kind of missed half of that because a certain someone had to yell into the interview. It may or may not have been Carmack. We don't know. No name calling at all. But I still catched what Carmack was asking me. So apparently you did an interview with Carmack, and it looked like some guys were pretty mean to him. What happened there? Want to explain?
아까 몰래카메라 했었잖아요. 카맥이랑 무슨 일이 일어났었는지.
아까 전에 저분이 이름은 잘 기억이 안 나는데 저분이 아까 CLG 이후 친구들이랑 인터뷰하는데 CLG 이후 친구들이 와서 저분을 막 때리더라고요. 뭔 일인가 했었는데 나중에 끝나고 트롤링이었다고 그러길래 아 재밌는 사람들이 많구나라고 생각했어요 그냥.
Yeah. He did an interview with Carmack, and suddenly the CLG EU people came to Carmack and punched him. So he was really confused and shocked. But in the end, it was just trolling. So it was really funny.
I can't wait to watch that video. When is that video going to be online, Carmack? In 1 week. Okay, better watching out for that one. So back to the games. The second one, I mean, you ended it with 37-17 or something like that, so that looked very convincing. However, right at the beginning, Cockmo from the opponent team went in the lead with like the very early invade with a 2-0, so that could have snowballed really badly. I mean, you guys were going for like some sort of assassination team, whereas the guys from Meet Your Makers went more for kind of I keep them away from us composition. Were you scared after that invade right at the beginning and after the Cockmo took away 2 kills, or were you still like totally cool with that?
초반에 쿡모가 이제 2킬을 하면서 좀 유리한 게임을 풀어나갈 수도 있었던 MYM인데 그거에 대해서 뭐 어떤 생각을 했었는지 하고 또 좀 두려웠었는지 그것 때문에 이제 게임을 잃을 수도 있었는데.
그 부분은 이제 초반 인베이드를 당하면서 2대3이라는 스코어로 시작을 했었는데 거기서 이제 MYM 플레이어들의 그 전멸 플래시가 다 빠져가지고 제가 텔포를 가지고 있는 상황에서 적 정글에서 싸움만 일어나면 무조건 우리가 이길 수 있는 초반 조합이었기 때문에 그 부분은 신경 하나도 안 쓰고 게임했던 것 같아요. 오히려 우리한테 도움된다고 생각하고 게임했었어요.
Actually, he thinks that the fight with Cockroach helped them because they used all the flashes and their composition, the composition of SKT1 was really good to fight in the jungle when they didn't have the flashes, so it helped.
All right, well, it helped well as you made it to the final, so you will now go up against Fnatic. How did you guys prepare for that eventuality?
이제 다음 상대는 페네틱인데 페네틱에 대해서 뭐 알고 있는 게 있는지 아니면 무슨 준비를 했는지.
그런 페나틱에 대해서 아는 거라고는 저번에 IPL5에서 본 경기밖에 없고 뭐 그런 것뿐인데 소아즈가 저번에 라인을 서봤는데 저보다 못하더라고요. 그래서 그냥 소아즈요. 탑 솔로 하는 애. 저보다 별로 못하더라고요. 그래서 그냥 오늘 탑에서 끝내려고요.
He says that he saw the game at IPL and he saw that the top laner is not that good. He could play it better, so he'll just finish the game at the top lane.
All right, I hope you heard the reaction from the audience. So, talking about the audience, is there anything you want to say to the people supporting you here at the event and also, of course, everyone watching?
이제 팬들한테 뭐 하고 싶은 말이 있는지. 많은 사람들이 이거 구경하고 있는데.
우선 SK T1 응원해 주셔서 감사하고 저희 T1 스폰 해주시는 분들에게도 감사하고요. 또 오늘 와서 경기 해주고 있는데 저희 팀원들이 이제 아마추어였다가 이제 막 프로가 된 친구들인데 너무 잘해줘서 고맙고 다들 모두에게 감사합니다.
He's really thankful to all the people here watching and cheering for them and all the fans on the streams and of course the sponsors, and especially he's thankful to his teammates who came here and really supported him well by playing this.
Yeah, so you guys heard it. That is worthy of a round of applause, I would say. Those guys not having much offline experience, so that's definitely going to make them nervous as hell. And they made it to the finals, so that's definitely going to be very, very interesting. But before, we of course still have something very great for you coming up. And we're going to get back to that in just a second after a quick commercial break.